Hey, Redheads and everyone else listening. I'm Stephanie.
And I'm Adrian, and today we're not only talking about redhead eyebrows, because you know it's a popular subject with Stephanie and I and how to be a redhead, but we're talking about sculpting the perfect brow, and we literally have the perfect guest.
We do.
Damone Roberts, you guys probably know him from TLC's 10 Years Younger. He has done so many celebrities, and he's known for the perfect shape. So we're going to have him on and we're going to talk all about how redheads can get the perfect eyebrow, which I think it's like a number one thing that redheads talk about, right? When they write into us, what is it? It's brows and hair fading, but we kind of all have the same battle with never being able to leave the house without mascara or eyebrow product
Filling
on.
in your brows. I know. I can't leave the house without filling mine in.
No, and I think like even with the H2 bar box, I feel like people are always saying you have so many eyebrow products because it's so important and redheads can never have enough of them. And we've had Damone Roberts.
We have.
And gosh,
he has
three
his own
boxes,
line.
3 or 4 boxes. He has his own skincare
and eyebrows.
We love his wipes. They have like an AM1, AM2, PM1, PM2. We featured them in many boxes because we love them so much. They're so redhead friendly because the ingredients
good for sensitive
are awesome.
Skin. But I think we include a lot of products in the subscription box because, you know, you have brow gels, you have powders, you have pencils, you have pomades. So there's so many brow products out there. And I think it's just finding the right one for you and then sculpting your brow to really complement your face and your shape face, which he's the expert on. I mean, if I had to do someone's eyebrows, I don't know what I would do. I mean, I guess I would almost be afraid to wax would be a no. Threading, I don't know how to do. So I guess
I'm interested to know. I know that he's into tweezing. I know that he's a tweezer.
Well, it's good because you get to each hair. He probably spends a long time on you, I'm assuming, when you walk into a salon and you sit down with him and he looks at your shaped face and then your brows. And I'm sure it takes several times because I know, for instance, like I over-tweezed several months ago and it's finally growing back, this section. But I still struggle a little bit with sculpting my brows to kind of complement my face. I think I fill them in as well as I can over the years, you know, talking to different makeup artists who have helped us with, you know, I now pencil in almost like a fake arch to kind of make them look more arched.
Yeah, and I know from his line, because he has a redhead powder and he also has a redhead pencil.
Which is awesome that he caters towards every shade.
Yeah, and the redhead shade is actually really, really great. It's really dead on.
I
love it. It was really a big hit in the H2 bar box. And I know, you know, I know that I'm interested to know how much he sculpts before he's like, okay, I need to stop and I need to now
before
fill
getting
in.
like tweezer happy, which we know there's a lot of you probably listening that have done that. You know, you think, oh, let me just tweeze that. And I remember Kira, one of our best friends, and I lived with her in New York City for several years, always said, you know, before you're about to tweeze, kind of put the hair down a little bit and look at your eyebrow without that hair. And if your eyebrow doesn't need that hair, then you can tweeze it. Yeah. And I kind of do that if I see one. But then a couple months ago, I did 2 that were really long ones that I should have done that, brought them down because my brow looked completely different after even losing those 2 hairs. So it's essential for eyebrows. And the beauty of it too is obviously if you're not in Beverly Hills and you can't go to Damone Roberts, amazing salon and all the people that work there, look for people in your local area. Look at their Instagram page. You know, see their work. If you see their work, you're going to be confident going in and laying down and knowing that they're going to do a great job. Even look to see if some of these eyebrow artists have they worked on redheads, fair eyebrows, you know, because especially if you have transparent eyebrows, like Adrian, I'm looking at you right now. Your eyebrows are not filled in.
They're not. I didn't put any product on today.
But they're fair. So you want to know that the person who's doing your brows, you know, with blonde blonde brows, it's different when they're darker because you can see every hair. So just look out, see reviews online, and then kind of go from there. And you're going to really be thankful that you did it. Maybe treat yourself for the new year, new shaped brows.
Yeah. So let's talk about who he is before we call him, because he's so awesome. So Damone Roberts, he's a celebrity makeup artist. Obviously, he has a big following. And I know she's not a redhead, but he's done Oprah's eyebrows. Oprah
I know, like Oprah.
Is like, she's literally.
We always say that you've
her.
made it when you can just say their first name, like Ellen. Okay, Ellen. And she's Oprah. It's kind of like Britney Spears, Britney. You can just say Britney and no, Reba, you know?
Yeah.
Oprah, though. Oprah's like.
She's Oprah.
Yeah.
So anyway, you obviously might know him from TLC's 10 Years Younger. Stephanie and I were obsessed with that show.
I can't believe that was
I know. And it aired like at our perfect time. I think we were both in high school when it was on, so we always loved it. His name goes hand in hand with creating iconic beauty and for his renowned talent of sculpting the perfect arch. He is known for sculpting eyebrows of some of the world's most beautiful and famous people. Most of this magic takes place at his salon in Beverly Hills. And I love his philosophy because I feel like redheads can really understand it. He says that each person exudes their individual beauty and every face deserves the perfect frame. So I'm so interested to know what he has to say about redheads and what kind of perfect frame they deserve.
So let's call him up.
Let's call him.
The H2 Bar Box, a monthly beauty subscription box for redheads. Each box is worth $80 plus, and each product is redhead friendly approved.
Head to h2barbox.com to subscribe and use code podcast to receive 20% off.
Hi, this is Damone.
Hi, Damone. It's Adrian and Stephanie.
Hi.
Hi, how are
nice
you?
to officially talk to you.
I know.
Very well. How are you?
We're such fans of your work, so thank you for taking the time to talk to us.
Of course, I appreciate it. I love what you guys are doing. I think it's so awesome.
Yeah, likewise. We literally, everyone, we are on your Instagram page all the time because obviously every brow you do is so perfect. So we wanted to,
that. Thank you.
Yeah, we wanted to first just start off by thanking you for doing the interview and then asking you, how did you get into being such an eyebrow expert? Did it kind of start with makeup and evolve to eyebrows, or was it always just something you were into?
No, I definitely start off with makeup, and before I would do anyone's makeup, I would clean up the eyebrows. And I noticed that even without a touch of makeup, when they had the eyebrows done correctly, it would completely transform their faces.
Yeah, it's everything, isn't it?
It really is.
It's your whole
It's
face.
the most important underestimated feature on the face, hands down.
Yeah.
They frame it, they take 10 years off, they take 10 pounds off, they just change your face, literally, if they're done correctly.
Yeah. I when I see the transformation from people, especially when we used to watch 10 Years Younger, I feel like that was the pivotal point when they had great eyebrows.
It is. And it does take, it's like what you just said, it does take off a lot of years because it shapes.
It does. It takes off a lot of years. It could take off pounds. It could take off anxiety and stress. I mean, when I do seminars, I show people pictures of Cinderella and Snow White. And the reason I do that is because they have really nice, full eyebrows. And they always have thin eyebrows on the witch or the evil stepsisters or anyone that's not supposed to be nice. And they do that for a reason because eyebrows, literally, if you just change the eyebrows on Snow White and the evil witch, Snow White will look evil and the witch will look nice and clean. And
that is fascinating. I never would think about that. Wow.
It makes that big of a difference.
It really, really does. And we know you've worked closely with, specifically MAC Cosmetics. And we wanted to bring it up because we know that there's a shade when you help them with the Brows Are It collection for redheads. And, we know that your own personal eyebrow line has redheads. And we wanted to know why we feel like so many brands forget about redheads when it comes to eyebrows, and you never have. So why do you think that is?
I think that's true, and I think it's true that most brands do forget about redheads, and I think because it's really hard to get the right tones for redheads that look natural. Most of them end up turning too orange and artificial looking, and so MAC hired me to do their collection for them a couple of years ago, and I was the face of it, which was great, because I really have taken the time, I feel, my background, again, is as a makeup artist. So I've taken the time to go into the lab and speak with these scientists and say, okay, this is what isn't working, and this is what is working, and this is what we need to do to make it better. And I can truthfully say confidently that the Damone Roberts Ginger Tone products are the best product literally in the world for redheads.
They're amazing.
They're amazing. It's in my makeup kit. Always. I love it that much.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's great because, again, I wanted to make sure that it didn't look artificial, it didn't look orange, it didn't look strawberry. It just kind of worked for redheads in a natural way. And, the way I tested that was put it on the ultimate redhead. It was Reba McEntire. I would test all my red hair girl products on Reba McEntire.
Wow.
Yeah, she's an icon, isn't she?
She is. She's an icon. She's great. And I could see immediately if it worked or if it didn't work. And that's how we got it perfect.
That's so cool. And so we also wanted to say that, redheads, a lot of them have very light eyebrows, like Stephanie and I. So, and we know that you are all about the shape and getting that perfect arch. So what do you have to say for redheads who have super light eyebrows? Is it about, lightly tweezing and then using the right product, or what
maybe
is your
getting
advice?
them tinted?
Yeah.
Or maybe before, if you would have asked me as recently as 6 months ago, I would have probably said more of the tinting thing would probably be the right way to go and just tweeze lightly. And again, when it came to the tinting, I wanted to make sure that people didn't tint them too orange.
Right.
They don't have to match your hair exactly. They should be a little bit deeper overall. And so I went to the lab again, and I was telling them this is the issue, this is what's going on. And I developed tinted brow gel with fibers that just came out recently.
Oh.
And I really wanted to get the perfect shade of red. And the reason I wanted to have fibers is because the fibers stick to your hair and they kind of triple the size of the hair, which makes them look a lot fuller, which of course everyone's trying to get fuller eyebrows as well. But it's great because you can lightly brush it on for just a slight bit of tint, or you can brush it on heavier for something a lot deeper. So you can really get your perfect tone for you consistently, because dye tends to fade after a couple of weeks.
Right. It does, yeah. Oh, I love that. We're going to have to try that.
Thing. Yeah, for sure. I'll send you guys some.
Oh, thank you.
I think you guys will love it.
Yeah,
sure.
yeah. So do you recommend tweezing over anything else?
I don't. I think that if you're doing it yourself, I think tweezing is probably the safest bet to go. But if you do see a professional, there is the waxing. And these days, everything has become so much more advanced that, even if you're using Retin-A, for example, you still can do the waxing if it's the right wax and the right technician that won't irritate your skin in any way.
Oh.
Yeah, I was just going to say, because that's the one reason why Adrian and I don't get waxing is because they've always irritated and we've always broken out a day or even a couple days after getting them shaped.
Right. Yeah, that's definitely what was happening with a lot of people. And it sounds funny, but this is my truth. Again, I went to the lab because of that situation, and I was hearing that consistently, and that's why I wanted to develop my own wax, which definitely made a difference because people say that's the first time they did any type of irritation or ingrowns, or they didn't even turn red, their skin.
Wow.
Because of the wax. So, yeah, I think it's just the right. It's a cruelty-free wax. It's paraben-free. It's water-soluble. It's just really makes a difference on the skin.
Wow. Yeah, so you see so many brows, obviously. What's the number one thing you see when a client gets in your chair? Is it that they're over tweezing, or are they not tweezing enough because the full brow trend is in? Or what is you're like, oh, here's another client that has this issue, should we say?
Number one for sure is over tweezing.
Wow.
Yeah, they go tweezer happy.
Yeah, they go tweezer happy. And I think it's like fashion or decor, meaning less is more sometimes. I think it's really nice to kind of clean them up for sure. But I find that most people tend to take off too much. And then, it's true that as we get more mature in our life journeys, the brows don't grow back as full as they used to. So you really want to be mindful of taking off too much hair.
Right, I know. Yeah, we know a couple women that it's what you just said. They're, more mature women in their 50s and 60s, and they said the same thing. Their eyebrows do not grow the same that they did when they were, let's say, in their 20s. So I think it's very true. So over tweezing.
Very true.
Yeah, and so what happens if a redhead over tweezes? Because we've heard about brow implants. Like, do you recommend that if a redhead's willing to do it?
I think that, again, everything is changing. At one point, I was actually the spokesperson for Bosley because we were doing brow implants with everyone. But the thing people don't realize with brow implants is that it's hair implanted from your head, and it grows long, like to your chin long.
Wow.
Oh my God.
But it's true. So you're doing a lot of consistent trimming, And then, of course, nowadays there's things like microblading and whatnot. But I really think that you should definitely use a growth serum first
Okay.
to see if you can get it back. Because the last thing you want to do is to get a permanent tattoo if you can avoid it. And again, I use that as a last resort because our faces change again as we mature. And it's nice to be able to go a little higher with your arch or to make them a little fuller or thinner, if you want by shaping. But if you have a tattoo, you can't do that. You're stuck.
Yeah, that's so true. I don't like how permanent it is. I know.
You can't face that arch anymore. You're like, it's a great look for, let's say 2010, but by 2018, you're like, I want to go a little higher in my arch. And it's like, you can't. There's a huge tattoo right there.
Yeah, and
so it's lower and lower and lower, and it's not the best look for people.
And then, so you mentioned a serum. How about castor oil? Do you like castor oil? We've heard, and
you know what? I've always heard castor oil works as a wife tell, but I've been doing this for 20 plus years, and I've never seen it personally.
Okay. Yeah, because I apply it.
To you guys, I'm gonna tell you the truth.
No, I know, and this is Stephanie. I've been applying it on my eyelashes, and I don't see anything. I don't know if it takes a long time.
Maybe it's just
how
a
long
tail.
Does it have to take?
Yeah,
I know,
your
right?
lashes and your brows naturally replace themselves every 3 months, so it definitely shouldn't take longer than that.
Yeah.
So I really think it's the wife tale. I've never seen anyone that had positive results from actually using it consistently.
Wow.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
And then, okay, so we've always heard that brows are sisters, not twins. So how can a redhead get their brows? I think symmetric is like the hardest thing that I struggle with my brows. I feel like one of my brows I love, the other brow I can't stand. I just feel like it doesn't
You
cooperate.
have a good brow and a bad brow, yeah.
Yeah. So how can you get them symmetrical?
I think it's symmetrical. Seriously, I hear people say it all the time, and I think that they should be twins and not sisters. And I think that makes a difference by getting them done the right way. And I know people can't get to Beverly Hills, for example, to the salon. But I think the best way to do it on your own is to look in a mirror head on and just kind of make some marks. For example, the center of your nostril, if you take a pencil and hold the center of your nostril and the pencil upwards, you would make a mark there on both sides, and that's where your brows will start on both sides for you personally.
Oh, love that idea.
And if you take the base of that pencil, keep it in the same space, and you kind of move it outward towards the outer part of your iris and mark there, that's where the highest point of your arch should be on both sides evenly. And if you, again, keep the base still and move it out to the outer corner of your eye and mark there, that's where your brow should end for you personally on both sides. And if you do that and keep those simple rules, it really helps you keep things balanced.
Wow. That
we have
makes
to do that when we get home.
I'm going to do that tomorrow. I'm going to be making lines like in my area. And we're big fans of your podcast too, Star Plucker. So we will be, we're going to be listening even more. I was listening to a few episodes today driving to see Steph. So I love all your tips.
That. I love doing that. I love that. I just love helping people and bringing out the best version of who they are. That's one of our company slogans is we bring out the best version of you. And I think that's important. And again, it starts with the eyebrows.
It does. It does. Well, it was so cool to talk to you finally because we're such big fans. So hopefully we can do this again.
Too. I love what you guys are doing. I really do. I love the videos you guys put together. I love your social media. I love the support. I appreciate you guys. And if you guys need anything, I actually sent an email as we were talking for them to send you guys samples of the tinted gel and the ginger.
Thank you so much. I know. When we're in Beverly Hills, we're coming to see you.
Please do. And it's on the house.
Oh.
Thank you so much, Damone.
Have a great day.
Anything, don't hesitate to holler. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Bye. The H2 Bar Box, a monthly beauty subscription box for redheads. Each box is worth $80 plus. And each product is Redhead Friendly approved.
Head to h2barbox.com to subscribe and use code podcast to receive 20% off.
Okay, I'm going to do a round trip ticket to Beverly Hills this weekend to see him.
Seriously, we have to just grow them out, though. We have to just grow them out. I feel like we already do grow them out, but we need to grow them out even more.
I need to grow them out. I got them done recently, and she did too thin. So it's what he said. 3 months, your hair grows back, I think I'm going to give it a break for 3 months. Just tweeze where I need to tweeze where like the big hairs are and the unibrow, because my blonde, it gets bushy. And then if I put tinted moisturizer on or SPF, and you can see it in the middle of my eyebrows. And then I want to do the thing where you can find your perfect shape by doing those 3 techniques.
Yeah. And we'll definitely we always do a post on how to be a redhead about all the products. So we will go into detail about Damone and his tips, and we'll even do a picture of what to do per what he had to say, just so you guys know visually what to do.
And then when we do try some of the other products in his line that we haven't tried yet, we'll definitely be featuring them on our Insta stories and on our other social media outlets, but mainly Insta stories. And that way you guys can see just how great the shade is from his collection. And then, we're just like really excited. And again, maybe if you're listening and you think, oh my God, I think I need to change my brows, like how I'm feeling right now. I just think I need to grow mine in a little bit more. Take his advice. Look at yourself in the mirror and maybe see where you need more hair. We talk about on howtobearedhead.com microblading and tattooing, and it works for a lot of redheads, especially redheads who don't have a lot of hair. Maybe they hit menopause. When we were on our Rock It Like a Redhead tour in 2015, we met a lot of women who just said, after having kids or after going through menopause, they lost a lot of their hair. So I think like microblading and tattooing is good, but then you have to think what he said. Your face changes maybe. You could, you're growing, and your face, also the tattooing, I don't know, I've seen it done really bad where it was like orange and it made me so nervous.
I know. I think your advice before is really key. It's following people on Instagram nowadays. If they have a really good clientele, they're going to have a great Instagram page and you can see photos. And I've seen microblading done very well, but it is permanent. And
it is. It's expensive. And then there's an upkeep. It's not once every couple years. I think you have to go back, and then you have to go back after a year. So, and I do, I loved his advice on serums, because I think, Adrian and I were avid eyelash extension people. A year ago today, guaranteed we had eyelash extensions on. If you ever said like, oh, you wouldn't have it a year from now, we would laugh because we loved them so much. And then we started getting into lash serums, and I think people forget that there are brow serums out there.
Yeah.
I know Avon came out with one recently that we got, and I haven't really used it that often, but definitely we're going to be trying a lot more, especially now after this episode, and we'll definitely put it on How to Be a Redhead and let you guys know, because I've been using castor oil now for a couple months, and I have not seen anything. I haven't seen a big difference. So I'm interested to see, once we try some of these other serums, what the results are. If it's maybe a couple days you see a difference, or even a couple months, which from what Damone says, at the 3-month mark is when you kind of should see. So, just, and if you have any questions about eyebrows, shoot us over to us. Let us know, and we'll make sure Damone, if it's an expert like him that needs to weigh in, we'll definitely get him involved. And he's so great. He's so down to earth.
Actually, too, I just wanted to think about the story. So when we were on our book tour in 2016, one of our first stops after New York City for our premiere was in Boston. And there was a mom and dad who came with their daughter, and the daughter was in high school, and Damone Roberts it was an eyebrow pencil, but it was a self-sharpener.
Mm-hmm.
And she came up to me and she said, that Damone Roberts product literally lit up my daughter's day. And the whole box was worth just that one product. And, she was wearing it and she looked so beautiful. And I vividly remember how much, you don't realize how much it impacts you to have great brows. But this girl, she was like probably 14 or 15, right in the smack middle of high school with, how it is growing up. And it made her feel so good to have good eyebrows. And I think that's exactly what Damone was saying, was how important it is to have good eyebrows. It lifts you up. And even for anyone who's growing up and you're facing bullying, go get a great eyebrow pencil. I know that sounds crazy, but you'll feel so good.
It's so true. And I think, you look on, for instance, YouTube and you see all of these makeup YouTubers. And for me, it can be very overwhelming because they're contouring, they're strobing, they're doing this, they're putting eyelash extensions on. But all you really need is a great eyebrow pencil, mascara, and your hair down. And that's an SPF, of course. Yeah. But you really just need that, and then you're set. Yeah. Really, I can just, if I have my mascara on and my eyebrows filled in, I feel like I can conquer. It's a good I feel like I got this. Yeah. So, I love talking to him.
I know, I do too. And I love that he's so about individual beauty and every face deserves a perfect frame. And I think representing redheads, he does it so well.
He really does.
The fact that he helped formulate the redhead shade in the MAC Cosmetics brow line just shows how important it is to have a redhead color.
And MAC really knows what's up. I mean, their blush in Gingerly, I just wore it this morning. At the fact that they have a gingerly blush that's perfect for redheads. Obsessed. But so again, rock your individual beauty always.
Rock your brows just like me today. I don't even have any brow product on. I love
when
I do.
You still look gorgeous.
Thank you. So all of you guys are gorgeous, and we will talk to you soon.
Rock it like a redhead.